What if I told you that the most horrifying stories aren't fiction, that they are real events experienced by real people? Tonight, I bring you two terrifying true horror stories that will make your skin crawl. Make sure to watch till the end if you dare. And before we begin, if you love spine-chilling horror stories, don't forget to subscribe to Saga Vault and hit the notification bell, because the nightmares are just getting started. Ryan had just moved into a new rental home. The price was surprisingly low, but he didn't question it. His first few nights were uneventful until the sounds started. At first, it was just light scratching, like mice in the walls. Then, he heard whispers, words he couldn't understand, but they were definitely coming from inside his house. One night, he set up his phone to record while he slept. The next morning, he played it back and nearly dropped the phone. There was a voice whispering his name. Determined to find the source, he checked the attic, the basement, nothing. But when he knocked on one of the old wooden walls in the hallway, it sounded hollow. He grabbed a hammer and started breaking through, and that's when he saw it. Behind the wall was a hidden room, a filthy mattress, rotten food, and a notebook filled with disturbing notes about him. Someone had been living there, watching him, knowing his every move. As he stumbled back in horror, a creaking noise made his blood run cold. The attic door was slowly opening. Kevin was a rideshare driver, working late nights to make extra cash. One evening, he picked up a woman standing alone by the roadside. She wore an old, torn white dress and didn't say much, just gave him an address in a quiet voice. As they drove through the dark, winding roads, Kevin tried to start a conversation, but she didn't respond. He glanced at her through the mirror and felt his stomach drop. Her reflection was missing. His hands tightened on the wheel as a cold sweat broke out on his forehead. Trying to keep his cool, he kept driving. But then, in a low whisper, she finally spoke. "You should turn here." Kevin looked outside. There was no road, just an endless forest. "No, that's not on the map," he stammered. The woman turned her head slowly towards him, and for the first time, he saw her face pale, with hollow eyes and a twisted grin. "Take the turn, Kevin," she whispered. The lights flickered, the car engine sputtered, and then she vanished. Kevin slammed the brakes. His heart was pounding, his breath ragged. He turned the car around and sped away. The next day, when he checked his ride history, there was no record of picking anyone up that night. The address she gave him, an abandoned house, burned down years ago, with her still inside. These were not just stories. These were real experiences, real nightmares that people have lived through. And remember, horror can come from anywhere, even your own home, or the passenger sitting right behind you. If you made it this far, I have one last request. Subscribe to Saga Vault and be part of the horror family. More terrifying tales await you, if you dare.